Okay, let's go on. Let's go on.
So they are now connecting.
Okay, so you can count. Who was reading? All right, let's go on. Kek, we can hear you.
Okay. Most candidates attempted this question, though responses to A, B, and D were not satisfactory. The expected answers to these questions are clicking, expressing, and releasing the left mouse button.
Wait. The key word here is what? Pressing and releasing. You see what I've been telling you? Pressing and releasing. Okay, continue.
Clicking, expressing, and releasing of the left mouse button once without moving the mouse. It is usually performed to select or deselect an object on the computer screen.
Okay.
Screen tip gives the computer user a brief description information about an object. Mouse pad refers to the surface on which a mouse can be moved. It is typically a rectangular rubber pad covered with fabric, providing more traction than a wooden or glass desktop or tabletop.
All right, so the question with the over here, the D part, they were asked to describe a mouse pad. They were asked to describe a mouse pad. They say a mouse pad refers to a surface on which the mouse can be moved. It is typically a rectangular, so it's describing it now. A rectangular rubber pad covered with fabric. So don't just write the mouse pad refers to a surface. It's not enough. You have to describe it. Okay, let's go on.
The use of the following email terminologies: carbon copy, blind carbon copy to subject. This question was not very popular, but the few candidates who attempted it did well, with exception of sub-questions C, where most candidates got it wrong.
Yeah.
Few candidates
okay.
stated the use of the carbon copy and to in email terminologies. Also, few candidates stated the answer to subject as used in email terminology as mathematics, English, science, and social studies, which was wrong.
So the subject, you know what they were thinking? Who can tell me? Who can explain this part? What do you think they were thinking?
Like the subjects we do in class.
Yeah, the subject we do in class. Okay, the subject we do in class. So let's finish it last. This one.
The expected responses are carbon copy is used to send the same information to other recipients apart from the original recipient. Blind carbon copy is used to secretly send the same information to other recipients. 2 is the location where the original recipient's email address is or are inserted before sending the message.
Now, you see the keyword here? See the keyword where a location where the original recipient email address is or are inserted. Inserted. This is a very important inserted before sending a message. Okay, let's go on.
Subject is a location where the title, theme of the email message is inserted before sending a message.
Very good. So this was, you see WAEC, so I'm not joking. This is from WAEC. This was yes.
You said we shouldn't say email message.
I said you shouldn't say what? Sending a mail. You should be sending a mail, but you know, this one is 2015. You know, as time goes on, they update it. Okay. Yellow.
Can you scroll down so I can take a screenshot?
Of what? Okay.
Yes, it's okay.
It's okay. All right. Are you done? Are you done?
Yes, please.
All right.
Yes.
What of the other ones? Thank you. Have you done this one too?
Yes, please.
All right, let's go on. Now let's look at another year. Another year, and then I think We'll look at 2013. This is. I hope you're not recording me. Okay, no problem. Let's go on. Lydia, I've validated Lydia. Okay, Kay, continue. I want you to start from. Okay, start from here. Start from here. Okay, continue. This is 2013. Okay.
The questions were standard and were within the scope of the syllable. The paper was comparable to the previous ones in the content and scope, but the standard was a little higher. There was an improvement in the performance of candidates. A greater number of candidates exhibited mastery of the subject matter and demonstrated improved knowledge in it. Few candidates, however, performed below average and showed lack of adequate knowledge in ICT.
Improved knowledge in IT, not in it, in IT. Okay, let's go on.
Okay. Summary of candidate strengths. Some candidates gave concise answers to questions and demonstrated adequate knowledge in information and communication technology. Questions on the keyboard, internet usage, storage media, communication and devices for sending and receiving information were very well answered by many candidates. Candidates who also gave correct responses on questions that involved word processing application and, to a lesser extent, spreadsheets. Candidates should be encouraged to master ICT technical terms and have enough practical lessons.
Okay.
They should be encouraged to give concise and...
Okay. So technical terms, and should be encouraged to give what? To give what? To give what? Oh, are you not responding?
Concise.
And what?
Concise.
Coherent.
Okay, responses. I hope you understand these two words.
No. Yes.
Who said no? Who said no? Who said no? Eh? When we say concise, what does it mean? Yes, the English.
Michelle.
Michelle.
Yes.
Yes. Hey, you not talk.
The coherent we don't understand.
It means like you should give correct answers. Yes, accurate answers. Yes.
Okay,
concise.
and here.
Answers that are not debatable.
It means giving accurate answers.
The second one.
And it's the same thing. It's the same meaning.
It's the same thing.
See, I'm asking you. I'm not.
You're asking. You ask. Okay, let's.
Can you use Google?
Yes. Let's. You're doing English and you can't give me the meaning of concise. Okay, let's see.
Can you use Google?
Yes, that's what we are using now. Let's try and then find out.
I'm checking.
Okay. Yeah, so what did you get?
So they said of an argument, tell your policy, logical and consistent.
Okay, so giving a lot of information clearly, in few words, brief, but what? Comprehensive. Giving a lot of information clearly, in few words, brief, but what? Comprehensive. So you should understand that. And the other one is of an argument theory. Okay, is it what? Of an argument theory or policy, logical and consistent. Okay, so it has to be very logical, and then and consistent. Okay, all right. So I think that is that. Hey, why this thing has gone off again? I don't close the program. How come it's always good? Okay, no problem. Okay, so where did we get to? Let's finish it. This part is very important. I want you to understand. Okay, where did we get to? Cake. Okay, Cake, hurry up, hurry up. Cake, hurry up. Oh, is Cake not here? Kingsley, continue. Kingsley, continue if Cake cannot read.
Says
Candidates who also gave correct responses on a question that involved word processing application and to a lesser extent spreadsheets. We've read that part. Summary of candidates' weaknesses. Candidates' responses to questions that involve the use of formula in spreadsheets, video conferencing, font, ergonomic, and copyright were wrongly answered by many candidates. Some candidates could not comprehend the questions due to inadequate command of the English language. Such candidates were not able to express themselves.
Express themselves. Okay. Okay,
That
continue.
few candidates had practical lessons, probably due to lack of computers in the schools. Some schools might also not have trained and competent ICT teachers.
Okay, all right.
Suggested
Okay. So we are not part of them. Let's continue.
Institutions, teachers, and candidates.
All right. So no, it's okay.
Attention
It's all right. No problem. It's okay. Let's continue. Let's come here. Compulsory side, number 1. Let's go on.
Candidates were requested to name the application program used for the document, identify the parts of the spreadsheet document labeled I, and III, and then provide the formula used in calculating the results in the specified cells. The section requested candidates to identify the computer keyboard, name the parts labeled A, B, C, D, E, state the functions of B and C, and state one function of the keyboard. Most candidates named the program correctly as spreadsheet. Some could not identify the labeled parts, but most candidates could not provide the requested formula. Most candidates use the multiplication sign instead of the operator.
Please, are you taking note of all these things? Are you taking note or you are just listening?
In the formula that demanded multiplication.
Okay, okay.
Most candidates identified correctly the keyboard and gave the correct answers, correct names of the keys. They also stated correctly the functions of the labeled parts and the keyboard.
Okay, all right. So I think you can just put this down. They explain video conferencing. Video conferencing is the use of video and sound technology to enable people communicate at different locations, okay? So this can be, you can put it somewhere. Okay, let's go on. I think the last one, yes, this is where I want you to look at it well. This one, candidates were requested to continue.
Candidates were asked to explain communication as used in the computer industry. State what video conferencing.
Yeah, from here.
Candidates were requested to state when it is appropriate to use copy and paste, cut and paste. State what font is and list 3 font styles.
So when do we use copy and paste, cut and paste, font, and then 3 font styles? What are we looking at? Font and this 3 font styles. Who can answer this question? Okay, let's continue. Kirk, read.
Many candidates stated when it is appropriate to use copy and paste and cut and paste. Most candidates could not state what font is, and very few candidates listed font styles. Font is the appearance, typeface of characters on a computer screen.
So the font appearance, okay, so you know the font style, I've said this before. Italic, bold, italic, and regular. I've said this before. You remember? I have. Okay. Yo. The last one.
Candidates were expected to state what motherboard, II, ergonomics, and III, menu bar are, what copyright is used for. Many candidates stated what motherboard and menu are, but could not state what ergonomics is. Ergonomics is the science of study of employees and their working environment. Many could not also state what copyright is. Copyright is. Copyright is sued to prohibit the copying of intellectual property without the permission of the original owner.
Okay, so that is for your information. That is for your information. 725. That is for your information. Okay, I think we will pause here. Any question? Maybe the next time we'll meet, we'll look at the other years. Okay. Or you want us to continue?
Yeah.
You are tired. You are tired. Any question?
Yes, yes.
Let's continue, sir.
We should continue.
Yes.
Eh?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Are you not tired?
Yes, sir.
No.
Okay,
Sir,
let's
no.
look at the
Sir,
last.
no.
I think about me too. Think about me too. Let's look at the last year. We'll
Do
look
or
at
die.
we'll do or die for who? For me? No. Let's look at this one to this year, 2012. And then we'll look at the other years as we go on. Okay.
I'm fine.
Yes.
Yeah, I see.
Who is talking?
You.
Okay, so let's. I think we have said this already. We have answered this already. Oh? Okay. So, Kek, you can continue from question 1. This part, the most important question 1. Read.
This was a compulsory question. Candidates were requested to identify the diagram of a computer and the accompanying peripherals indicated by alphabets A, B, C, etc. They were also to list 5 main components of a computer keyboard, given the processing cycle and list the steps in turning off a personal computer. The identifications were correctly done by most of the candidates. Some also gave the 5 main components of a computer keyboard, the processing cycle, and the steps involved in turning off a computer correctly. Few had difficulty with the listing of the components of the keyboard, while some mixed up the processing cycle stages and steps involved in turning off a personal computer. Question 2. Candidates were requested to state the functions of a floppy disk, printer, scanner, and uninterrupted power supply. Write the acronyms for ALU and CPU in full. Most candidates correctly stated the functions of floppy disk, printer, and scanner, but only few of them could state the functions of the UPS. The UPS is used to ensure a constant supply of electric power to the computer system and also used to sustain it for some time when it goes off. Some could also write ALU and CPU in full, but few of them give wrong spellings. ALU, arithmetic logic unit. CPU, central processing unit. Candidates were requested to explain system software, application software, and state the functions of minimize, maximize, and close buttons. Most candidates could not explain the 2 types of software. System software is a set of programs instructions that control and coordinate the resources and operations of the computer system. Application software is a program that helps the user to accomplish specific tasks. Most candidates stated correctly the functions of the minimize, maximize, and close buttons. Candidates were to explain internet fraud. State 3 ICT tools. State 3 ways ICT can be used in the basic education. List 3 devices that may be used when connecting to the internet.
All right. So, okay, let's continue. Let's finish it. Yes.
Few candidates could explain what internet fraud is.
Kek.
Yes.
Why is your dog barking like that? Go and give it food.
So it's not my dog.
Whose dog is that? Is Kingsley? Kingsley.
Say I don't have dogs.
Say what's
I don't have dogs.
my dog?
Which dog is barking like that?
Say what's me?
Okay, so go and tell it to be quiet. Let's continue.
Say I was hungry.
I'm sorry, Daniel.
Finish it.
In few candidates could explain what internet fraud is. Internet fraud is the use of internet to cheat or steal from other users. Many candidates stated correctly.
Or internet fraud is any fraud that involves the use of what? The internet. Any fraud that involves the use of the internet can also be internet fraud. Okay, let's continue.
Many candidates stated correctly 3 ways ICT can be used in basic education and also listed correctly the devices that may be used when connecting to the internet. Some devices expected are computer, modem, mobile phone, telephone, satellite, router, hyphen pad, etc. iPad. Few candidates wrongly included service providers as devices.
Okay.
Question 5. This question was not popular and only few candidates attempted it. They were to explain the following spreadsheet programs: worksheet, active cell, range, and workbook. The questions were not satisfactorily answered by many who attempted them. Expected solutions were: worksheet is the electronic sheet that contains rows and columns. Active cell is a cell that is ready to receive data. Range is a group of specified or selected adjacent cells. Workbook is a spreadsheet file which consists of one or more worksheets.
Okay, so that is for your information. And I don't know if Erin wants to take a screenshot of it again.
I've already taken it.
Okay, you are smart. I like that. It's good. All right, so this brings us.
Oh, God.
Okay.
I've also taken some.
Very good. You have done well. So please just go over, and then know where yes, go over and then make sure you don't repeat those mistakes. Okay.
Hey.
Yes. Yes.
What is copyright infringement?
Going against the copyright law.
But
going against the copyright law is copyright infringement. Just going against it. Or the use of copyrighted work without what? Without what? Yes, of the original or the copyrighted owner. So that's that. All right. I have to go and eat. Okay. Yes.
To the school food.
No, I'm going to look for food to eat now.
So you're not supposed to eat in the lab.
So you see, I'm still in the lab. I have to go.
You're not supposed to eat here.
No, I'm not eating. I'm going out. I'm going out to eat. So
food.
I'm not going to look for food to eat.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's not a business.
They'll go buy kinky.
Oh, by this time.
Watch it.
No, I can't take watch it by this time. I can't take watch it by this time. So we will continue. We will continue on maybe I don't know, but we'll see if there is time. We'll continue again. Okay. Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question?
All his children kept their same music.
Any question?
Yeah. Listen. The women.
Kinsley.
No, sir.
Any question? Hi. This boy, who admitted you here?
Hey, who?
This boy, iPhone 8 Plus. This boy, what's his name? Oh, let me see your face. Let me see your face. Let me see your face. Who admitted you?
Hurry up.
Who admitted you?
Say body.
Okay, he's hiding. All right, so let's, I'm done with your papers. You have it on Friday. You have your papers. You want to know your marks?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I'll tell you.
Beforehand.
I'll tell you.
Right now.
No, I'm
Because
tired.
no.
Let me go and find something to eat. I'm tired. So let's continue on Friday, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so see you. Take care. Learn hard. Mind. Okay?
Yes.
Mind properly and make sure you learn hard. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, see you. Bye-bye. Kingsley,
Separate class.
I'm praying. So let's end here. All right. 1, 2.